there is no specific method of study and all. I mean, uh, like I said, I don't try to bring up grand plans telling that I'll study this much in the next 3 months or 6 months. It never worked for me. I try to be consistent, bro. Method of study is that I try to be in a good headspace. Like I said, since I'm a student of psychology, maybe I'm overstressing it. But for me, my mental health and loving myself are much more important. Because if I'm not in a good mental state, I can never be that much productive. Even if I try to sit in front of my books for 10 hours a day, if you're not going to be productive, if you keep thinking that, array, my friends are doing so much good jobs, they are going to US, they are going to a trip, it's not going to work, right? You go on a trip, no, go on a trip, but have the emotional intelligence and self-control, telling that once I have gone to a trip, next 3 months I won't go. I'll sit and study, attend sufficient number of tests, and there are many strategies, right? This self-rewarding strategy is it. So you tell this 10 tests I'll take. If in 5 tests I score above this much marks, I'll go for a movie. So it's all about self-regulation. If you are going to regulate a district as an IAS officer, the least you can do is to regulate an individual. Correct? If that much self-control we cannot have, that much regulation power we cannot have, I think it will be tough in later part of life. So that's how I used to motivate myself. Even I was a lazy student. Like it's not like one day I was born as a great person or something like that. 2 days before I was also a normal person. Only after results came, it is like a surreal moment for me. So it is wise to accept the reality that we are flawed. We are definitely flawed. We can be lazy. We can be inconsistent. But you should also be wise enough to pick up yourself. You should not compare yourself with the others. Just because others are consistent, don't put that pressure on you. You should do justice to yourself. They say no. Start thinking about your why. Start thinking about why you remembered. I mean, why you started this journey in the first place. For me, the best motivation is my own photograph when I started. I used to take a photograph and I used to think how innocent this fellow is. This fellow is believing in me, thinking that I will put efforts and making him an IAS officer. And what am I doing right now? If you have a conscience, it will prick you if you're not going in the right path. If you are going in the right path, it will let you good. You're on the right path. You may be inconsistent a few days, but on an average, are you growing? On an average, are you consistent? And that consistency will compound your growth. So this sort of mental psychological approach is my method of study. Otherwise, it's all usual. But the syllabus part, I don't have to tell you. It's conventional. Do as much revisions, minimize your sources, take as many tests as possible. This is just, I can repeat it to boredom. But I think the other part is where there is no emphasis, and I wanted to talk about it more.